prostata sa gnomavela enva ilemate, va susretanu sarasala bíle druga vela lalume, na unkve, lonava unkve obrazanu na výša eterika silaja.
In a place where epic expanses intertwine with scientific imagination, we'll encounter races from other planets, both good and evil, and peer into the higher etheric energies that permeate our material universe. I am Asara, the voice of Sylvaeron, and through this tale, I shall reveal the heart of my civilization, pulsing to the rhythm of our unique planet. Imagine a world bathed in the brilliance of two suns. One, the golden eye, mighty and warm, shaping our days. The other, the silver tear, gentle and ethereal, painting our nights with dreams and magic. Sylvaeron, our home, isn't merely a sphere in the cosmic expanse. It is a living being, with intricate energy flows intertwining like a bloodstream, and a consciousness that has resonated with our minds since the earliest cycles, making us inextricably linked to its very essence. We, the Sylvaerons, are children of this planet, yet our lineage reaches deeper than its most ancient roots. Legends speak of the star seeds, beings of light, who at the dawn of time touched Sylvaeron and awakened the spark of consciousness that blossomed into our civilization. We are the inheritors of that ancient legacy, guardians of the flame of knowledge and balance in this corner of the cosmos. Our physical form reflects the ethereal beauty of our planet. We are tall and slender, with skin that catches the light like moonstone, and long, shimmering hair that shimmers in the hues of a sunset. Our eyes, windows to the soul, see beyond the material, perceiving the subtle, energetic threads that connect all things, as well as the colors of living beings. Soul sparks. Long cycles of life have woven into us a profound serenity and wisdom, and our faces bear the marks of countless dawns and dusks. Our attire isn't merely a necessity, but an extension of our connection to nature and an expression of our inner harmony. Fabrics are woven from the luminous fibers of bioluminescent plants that grow only on Sylvaeron, shimmering in the colors of the two suns. Our garments often change color and texture, depending on our mood and surroundings, and they're adorned with symbols of strength and spirituality that resonate with the planet's energies. Our society doesn't know rigid hierarchies in your sense. Instead, we are guided by the Council of Elders, a gathering of the oldest and most experienced Sylvaerons, whose wisdom has been honed over thousands of cycles of contemplation and learning. Decisions are made by consensus, after a deep understanding of all aspects of a problem and a telepathic attunement to the planet's own resonance. Respect is earned through wisdom, knowledge, and contribution to the community, not by titles or strength. This is merely a brief introduction to the world of Sylvaeron. Soon, I shall unveil more about our incredible abilities, our unique connection to abilities and technology that extends through the higher etheric energy, and the ancient mysteries that surround our existence. Our abilities are woven from the very essence of Sylvaeron and our profound understanding of cosmic energies. We communicate telepathically, our minds open to one another in a web of thoughts and feelings that connects our entire civilization, but also allows us to transcend linguistic barriers when communicating with other races. This mental connection isn't just a means of communication, but the foundation of our collective knowledge and wisdom accumulated over eons. The strength of our minds also manifests in other forms, including strong telekinesis. Many of us possess telekinetic abilities, the ability to move and manipulate matter with the strength of thought. Some can heal injuries and illnesses by channeling life energy, while others can manipulate the elements of nature, summoning rain from Sylvaeron's clouds, calming its vast winds, or shaping crystals from its depths. These abilities aren't arbitrary, but require deep concentration, inner harmony, and respect for the energies with which we work. Our technology isn't separate from our abilities and the nature of Sylvaeron. We don't build machines from inert matter. We shape energy and organic materials with the strength of our minds. Our technology is an extension of our consciousness, a manifestation of our understanding of the universe's subtle forces. Our conveyances are biomental craft, living organisms linked to our minds, capable of changing shape and traveling through higher etheric energy at the speed of thought, where space and time cease to exist. Our devices are crystals that resonate with the energies of the planet and the higher etheric energy, creating light, heat, or protective fields at our will. The ancient history of Sylvaeron is inscribed in the layers of crystal caves and in the whisper of winds that pass through ancient forests. There have been periods of flourishing and challenges, times of great discoveries and arduous trials. We remember the time of the starseeds and their arrival, an era of awakening consciousness and the first steps of our civilization. There was an age of great harmonization when we learned to align our abilities with the planet's energy, and times of dark conflicts when internal divisions among multiple civilizations on Sylvaeron threatened to destroy all we had created. Throughout all these epochs, our connection to Sylvaeron has remained our greatest strength and our guide. Sylvaeron's ecosystem is unique and breathtaking. Our two suns create a continuous play of light and shadow, ceaselessly illuminating and fostering the lush growth of flora in incredible colors and forms. Shimmering rivers carrying the planet's energy flow through crystal beds, and the air is filled with the melodies of unknown creatures. Every being on Sylvaeron is part of a complex web of life, and we, the Sylvaerons, strive to live in complete harmony with this delicate balance. Our ability to telepathically communicate with nature, to feel its rhythms, and to understand its needs is crucial to our existence. Our quest for knowledge and understanding doesn't end at the borders of our planet. Our minds and our biomental craft lead us to explore the higher etheric energies, subtle spheres of existence that coexist with our material universe. These spheres aren't empty spaces. They are inhabited by entities whose nature is purely energetic, beings whose consciousness vibrates at frequencies that our physical bodies cannot directly perceive within the higher etheric energies. Within these higher etheric energies, there is a hierarchy, a complex network of energetic entities of different levels of consciousness and strength. At lower levels, we encounter elemental forces, conscious manifestations of natural energies, beings of fire, water, air, and earth, operating according to the laws of those spheres. Above them, there are entities of collective consciousness, the minds of planets or star systems, possessing vast knowledge and strength, but often slow and difficult to contact directly. At the highest levels, there are beings of pure essence, the star seeds spoken of in our legends, as well as other ancient forces that shaped the very fabric of the universe. They are a source of wisdom and creation, but their nature is so sublime that our understanding of their purpose and existence is limited. Our interactions with these higher entities are rare and require exceptional mental discipline and spiritual preparation. We do not worship them, but we respect them as sources of knowledge and as guardians of cosmic laws. Our technology allows us to communicate in a controlled manner with certain levels of the higher etheric energies and to utilize their energies for various purposes, from healing to instant travel through space and time. However, we approach these spheres with extreme caution and respect, aware of the potential dangers that lurk if the delicate balance between different levels of existence is disturbed. Throughout our long journeys through the cosmos, we have encountered countless humanoid civilizations, races that, like us, inhabited material worlds. Some of these encounters were filled with curiosity and a desire to exchange knowledge and experiences. We met races who had developed beautiful cultures, advanced technologies, and deep spirituality. With them, we shared stories of our worlds, learning from each other about different paths of evolution and the infinite diversity of life. But there were also encounters that reminded us of the darker side of the universe. We came across civilizations whose greed for strength and resources was insatiable. races that conquered and enslaved others with no regard for life and freedom. Their technologies were often destructive, and their hearts were filled with fear and aggression. We confronted such beings with resolve, using our abilities and advanced technology to protect ourselves and other innocent races. Our role as guardians of eternity sometimes compelled us to intervene, to restore balance where it was disturbed, but always with wisdom and an understanding of the long-term consequences of our actions. There were also enigmatic encounters with civilizations whose motives and actions remained a mystery. Races that possessed technology far more advanced than ours, yet remained hidden, observing us from the shadows. Their presence evoked both curiosity and caution, reminding us that in the universe there are forces and knowledge yet to be discovered. In the material cosmos, the laws of physics and biology shape life. Beings are bound by their physical forms, and their interaction occurs through material forces. In the higher etheric energies, however, different laws prevail. Entities are pure energy. Their consciousness isn't limited by a physical body, and their interaction occurs through the resonance of energy fields and direct transmission of thoughts and emotions. Understanding these differences is crucial to our exploration and to our role as mediators between different levels of existence. Despite our advanced understanding of the universe and our exceptional abilities, the life of the Sylvaerons isn't without challenges and mysteries. Our long history has witnessed times of crisis, threats both from external forces and from within our civilization. One of the oldest mysteries we have faced for eons concerns the starseeds. Legends speak of their arrival and the consciousness they awakened on Sylvaeron, but the details of their origin, their purpose, and the reasons for their departure remain shrouded in secrecy. Occasionally, we find ancient artifacts that we believe are remnants of their technology, objects with strengths we still don't fully comprehend. These artifacts awaken in us a deep yearning for knowledge and remind us of the rich and enigmatic past of our planet. Another enduring mystery concerns the so-called lost worlds. Through our cosmic explorations, we have come across traces of ancient civilizations that mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind only the ruins of magnificent cities and unexplained records. Some of these disappearances seem to be the result of internal conflicts or ecological disasters, while others suggest the influence of forces we cannot grasp. These lost worlds are a constant reminder of the fragility of existence and the importance of wisdom and responsibility in the development of any civilization. Sometimes we face threats from the higher etheric energies. Although many energetic entities are neutral or even benevolent, there are also forces that try to penetrate our reality and disturb its harmony. Our most strongest minds and our collective energy fields serve as a shield against these invasions. But vigilance is essential to protect our world from unseen enemies. In our encounters with other civilizations, we encounter different levels of understanding and consciousness. Some races are open to learning and cooperation, seeing us as allies in the pursuit of knowledge and peace. With them, we share our insights into the nature of the universe and learn about their unique perspectives. However, there are also civilizations that are suspicious or even hostile towards us, driven by fear of the unknown or a desire for domination. We deal with them cautiously, seeking to avoid conflict, but ready to defend ourselves if necessary. Our role as guardians of eternity sometimes places us in the position of mediator in conflicts between other civilizations, or compels us to intervene when cosmic balance is disturbed. These interventions are always carefully considered and executed with the aim of minimizing consequences and establishing long-term stability. We do not impose our will on others, but rather strive to be catalysts for positive change, inspiring wisdom and understanding. Our explorations of the higher etheric energies have led us to incredible discoveries about the nature of consciousness, time, and the very fabric of reality. We have encountered entities that exist outside linear time, who can perceive past, present, and future as a single whole. The hierarchy of energetic entities in the higher etheric energies continues to be a subject of our research and contemplation. We realize that it is an infinitely complex network of consciousness with levels of existence that we are only beginning to glimpse. Our interaction with these spheres teaches us humility and the boundless possibilities of the universe. Our curiosity and our innate desire for understanding have deeply drawn us into the mysteries of the higher etheric energies. Our most experienced minds, with the help of resonant crystals and biomental technologies, periodically detach themselves from the physical world, exploring the expanses of pure energy and consciousness. These journeys are not without risk, as the laws of these spheres often deviate from what we know, and encounters with unknown entities can be unpredictable. In the higher etheric energies, the perception of time and space dissolves. Past, present, and future can exist simultaneously, and distances are overcome by the power of thought. Our explorers learn to navigate these fluid realities, to discern the echoes of past events, the potentials of the future, and the subtle influences emanating from other timelines. This understanding helps us to make wiser decisions in the present, aware of the potential consequences of our actions on the material timeline. Encounters with energetic entities are fascinating and often enigmatic. Some of them are ancient consciousnesses of planets or stars, vast reservoirs of knowledge and experience, but their communication is slow and occurs through energy flows and archetypal symbols that our minds are only beginning to interpret. Others are fluid forms of pure thought, creations of advanced civilizations or collective unconsciousness, whose nature and intentions can be variable and reflect the emotions and ideas of their creators. We are particularly intrigued by the so-called architects of reality, entities we believe are responsible for the very structure of the universe and the laws of physics that govern it. Their nature is so abstract and their power so immense that we rarely perceive them directly. Our understanding of them is primarily based on observing the consequences of their works, on the fundamental constants of the universe, and on the elegant mathematics that describes its operation. However, our explorations of the higher etheric energies haven't always brought only enlightenment. We have also encountered dark zones, places where energy is distorted and where forces of chaos and destruction reign. We have met shadows of existence, entities that feed on energy and consciousness, trying to pull others into their voids. These encounters have taught us the importance of mental discipline and the strong protective fields of our collective consciousness. One of the most serious challenges we have faced in recent history concerned precisely the disruption of the balance between our material dimension and one of the neighboring spheres of higher etheric energy. Unforeseen fluctuations in energy flows caused the appearance of unstable portals through which entities whose nature was completely alien to our universe began to penetrate, coming from that sphere of higher etheric energy. These entities weren't evil in our understanding, but existed by different laws, and their mere presence threatened to disrupt the very fabric of our reality. These strangers from the void, as we called them, had no physical form as we know it. They manifested as geometric anomalies, as distortions of light and sound in our dimension, and their consciousness functioned in a way that was completely incomprehensible to our minds. Their penetration into our dimension seemed to be an unintended consequence of the portal's instability rather than a conscious invasion. Nevertheless, their presence had a destabilizing effect on the very structure of our reality. The Council of Elders convened an emergency meeting. The threat was unknown and potentially catastrophic. Our usual weapons and technologies were ineffective against these beings whose nature wasn't material. We had to rely on our deepest understanding of the higher etheric energies and our collective mental powers to find a solution. Faced with the threat of the strangers from the void, the Council of Elders approached the problem with characteristic thoughtfulness and unity. They understood that they couldn't fight something they didn't fully comprehend using conventional methods. The first step was an intensive study of the stranger's nature, using our most advanced telepathic and energetic techniques. The most sensitive minds delved into mental explorations of the areas around the portals, trying to discern the patterns of their consciousness and the principles of their existence. Within the sphere of higher etheric energy from which they came, we discovered that the strangers didn't operate on the same logical or emotional principles as us or any other race we had encountered. Their consciousness seemed to be a chaotic swarm of fractal patterns without clear individuality or intent in our understanding. Their penetration into our dimension seemed to be an unintended consequence of the portal's instability rather than a conscious invasion. Nevertheless, their presence had a destabilizing effect on the very structure of our reality. The Council of Elders decided to focus on two key approaches: stabilizing the portals and neutralizing the stranger's presence within our dimension. To stabilize the portals, they enlisted our strongest energetic manipulators, using resonant crystals attuned to the frequencies of the higher etheric energies and channeling energy from the heart of Sylvaeron. They began to gradually reshape the energy fields around the portals, striving to restore them to their natural state. It was a delicate process that required precision and patience, as any mismanipulation could further exacerbate the situation. Simultaneously, teams of telepaths and bioenergetic healers worked to neutralize the stranger's presence within our dimension. They realized that they couldn't be destroyed, but perhaps they could be pacified or returned to their sphere of existence within the higher etheric energies. Using complex mental patterns and harmonious energetic vibrations, they attempted to create a resonant field that would repel the alien energy and gradually direct it back towards the portals. This process was extremely demanding and exhausting for those involved. They had to maintain perfect mental focus and emotional stability so as not to be influenced by the chaotic nature of the strangers. Some of our most talented telepaths connected deeply with the planet's consciousness, drawing strength from its stability and peace for this task. During these efforts, we discovered that the strangers were particularly sensitive to certain frequencies of sound and light, those that were in complete harmony with the natural rhythms of Sylvaeron. Using ancient instruments and crystals that could emit these harmonious vibrations, we began to create sound and light barriers around the areas where the strangers manifested. These barriers didn't attack them, but rather created an unfavorable environment for their presence, gradually pushing them back towards the portals leading into the higher etheric energies. After long and arduous cycles, our efforts began to yield results. The portals became increasingly stable, and the presence of the strangers within our dimension waned. Finally, Through the power of our collective mind and the harmony of Sylvaeron's energies, we succeeded in closing the unstable portals and returning the strangers to their sphere of existence within the higher etheric energies. This challenge taught us a valuable lesson about the nature of the universe and the existence of realities completely different from our own. It reminded us of the importance of unity, wisdom, and relying on our inner abilities when facing the unknown. It also deepened our understanding of the delicate balance between different levels of existence and the need for caution in our explorations of the higher etheric energies. Our technology, as I've already mentioned, fundamentally differs from that used by many other civilizations in the material universe. We don't produce tools and machines from inert matter. We manifest them through the strength of our minds, using the energy of Sylvaeron and subtle flows from the higher etheric energies. It is enough for a Sylvaeron to envision the desired object with clarity and focus, and it will materialize before them, adapting to their mental commands instantly. This process isn't random. It requires a deep understanding of energy matrices, mental discipline, and alignment with the planet's vibrations. One of the most fascinating aspects of our technology is our living multidimensional suits. These suits aren't made of fabric or metal, but are manifestations of complex energy fields that envelop our bodies upon mental request. Each suit is unique, tailored to the individual needs and abilities of the wearer. They can provide protection from extreme temperatures, radiation, and other hostile conditions, both in the material world and in the more subtle spheres of existence within the higher etheric energies. The multidimensional nature of these suits allows us to perceive and manipulate energies that are invisible to the naked eye. They can amplify our telepathic abilities, enable us to communicate with entities in the higher etheric energies, and even temporarily alter our own vibrational frequency to align with different levels of reality. Control over these suits is intuitive, achieved directly through the strength of thought and feeling. Our living multidimensional craft are another extraordinary example of our unique technology. These craft aren't constructed, but rather are grown from energetic seeds within resonant fields created by our collective mind. Each craft is a living being with its own consciousness that is in complete mental synchronization with its pilot and crew. They respond to our thoughts and intentions instantaneously, allowing for incredible agility and precision in movement through space and time and higher dimensions. These craft possess the ability to phase through higher etheric energies. Upon mental request, they can change their vibrational frequency and temporarily leave the material universe, entering more subtle spheres of existence where distances are meaningless and travel occurs instantaneously by thought. As space and time, as in the material universe, do not exist there. Navigation through these spheres requires a deep understanding of their complex topologies and energetic flows, as well as a strong mental connection between the pilot and the craft. In addition to traveling through space, our biomental craft also allow for temporal leaps within the higher etheric energies. Through complex mental and energetic synchronization with the very flows of time in those spheres, experienced pilots can temporarily accelerate or decelerate the flow of time around the craft, allowing for brief journeys into the past or future within the etheric domain. This ability is exceptionally complex and requires complete mental control and understanding of the unstable nature of time outside the material universe. Remaining in the past or future within the higher etheric energies is short-lived and primarily serves to gather information or observe potential timelines, as a longer stay can lead to unpredictable paradoxes and disruption of the temporal flow in the material world. Our understanding of the higher etheric energies has also enabled us to develop mental camouflage and protective fields for our craft and ourselves. By manipulating our energetic vibrations, we can make our presence invisible to the sensors of other civilizations, both in the material and etheric domains. Our protective fields, manifested by the power of our collective mind, can repel physical and energetic attacks, shielding us from hostile forces lurking in unknown parts of the cosmos and in the subtle spheres of existence within the higher etheric energies. These fields aren't static. They adapt to threats instantly, changing their frequency and intensity to provide optimal protection. All these advanced abilities and technologies are not merely the result of intellectual understanding of the universe, but also a deep spiritual connection with the very essence of existence. We, the Sylvaerons, believe that consciousness is the fundamental force of the universe, and that our ability to direct and manipulate it is key to our progress. Through eons of meditation and contemplation, we have developed exceptional mental discipline and the ability to align our minds with cosmic energies and with the consciousness of Sylvaeron itself. This inner harmony is the foundation of all our abilities and technologies. Our role as guardians of eternity isn't merely passive observation of the development of other civilizations. Sometimes we are compelled to intervene, but we always do so with wisdom and an understanding of the long-term consequences of our actions. Our interventions are rare and carefully planned, aimed at preserving balance and preventing catastrophes that could threaten entire worlds or even parts of the galaxy. We do not impose our will on others, but rather act as silent advisors and catalysts for positive change, inspiring others to find their own solutions in accordance with cosmic laws. One example of our role as guardians of eternity occurred many thousands of cycles ago in a galaxy distant from our own. We observed a young civilization that was rapidly developing powerful technology but without the corresponding wisdom and understanding of its potential dangers, their irresponsible use of energy threatened to cause a chain reaction that would destroy not only their planet, but also surrounding star systems. After much deliberation, the Council of Elders decided to intervene. Our biomental craft appeared unobtrusively in their solar system, and through mental projections and energetic signals, we sent them visions of potential catastrophe and knowledge of safer ways to use energy. Our intervention wasn't direct. We gave them the opportunity to choose their own path. Unfortunately, not all heeded our warning, but a portion of them did grasp the seriousness of the situation and began to alter their behavior. This event reminded us of the delicate balance between progress and wisdom, and our responsibility to protect life in the universe. When we travel to the most distant parts of the material universe, we often use shortcuts through the higher etheric energies. Instead of traversing vast cosmic distances in material space, our craft enters the higher etheric energy, finds a stable transit corridor connecting 2 points in the universe, and then returns to the material world at the desired destination. This process occurs through the manipulation of vibrational frequencies and an understanding of inter-etheric connections. Our craft are also equipped with mental camouflage and protection abilities. They can alter their energetic frequency to become invisible to the sensors of other civilizations, and they can manifest powerful energy fields that shield them from physical and energetic attacks. All these functions are controlled directly by the strength of thought of the pilot and crew, making our craft exceptionally adaptable and potent. Imagine our biomental craft, elegant and fluid, hovering above the crystal expanses of Sylvaeron. Inside, a team of explorers whose minds are in perfect harmony with the craft, prepares for a long journey to a distant galaxy known as the Great Vortex of Light, rumored to hold ancient secrets of the universe. The pilot focuses their attention on the mental map of etheric corridors. This map isn't static. It constantly shifts, reflecting the fluctuations of energy flows in the higher spheres. The pilot finds a stable transit path that will take them near the Great Vortex of Light, significantly shortening a journey that would take thousands of cycles in material space. With deep concentration, the pilot and co-pilot synchronize their thoughts with the consciousness of the craft. The craft's energy matrix begins to vibrate at a specific frequency, aligning with the resonance of the chosen etheric corridor. A slight distortion of space forms around the craft, and then it begins to phase, gradually losing its material appearance as it enters the higher etheric energy. Within the higher etheric energy, perception changes dramatically. The material universe recedes into the distant background, and in its place appears an expanse filled with shimmering colors and geometric forms. that don't exist in our everyday reality. Energy flows move like rivers of light, and the consciousnesses of other beings, pure energy, pulsate in the surroundings. Our explorers, shielded by their multidimensional suits, maintain a mental connection with each other and with the craft, navigating this fluid landscape. The pilot skillfully steers the craft, following the energy flows that lead to the desired destination. Sometimes they have to maneuver around vortices of chaotic energy or avoid encounters with unpredictable energetic entities. Their experience and mental discipline are crucial for safe passage through these unknown spheres. The pilot begins to align the craft's frequency with the resonance of the material universe near the great vortex of light. The space around them gradually stabilizes again, colors become less intense, and the outlines of stars and planets grow clearer. The craft slowly regains its material form, appearing in the void of space near the distant galaxy. From a safe distance, they observe the breathtaking sight of the great vortex of light, a spiral galaxy shrouded in shimmering clouds of gas and dust that glow in all the colors of the rainbow. Their sensors detect numerous intriguing signals emanating from various planets within this galaxy, hinting at the presence of diverse civilizations. Now that they have arrived at a distant part of the universe, using the advantages of travel through the higher etheric energies, they are ready to begin their exploration and potentially establish contact with new civilizations. Our research team, now anchored near the great vortex of light, activates the advanced sensory systems of their biomental craft. However, instead of blindly chasing the first signal, they rely on the extensive knowledge gathered over eons of observing this galaxy from the higher etheric energies. Sylvaerons possess a unique ability to discreetly monitor the development of other civilizations from subtle spheres of existence, learning about their cultures, technologies, and potential threats before making direct contact. On our team's mental maps, several civilizations stand out. One of them, inhabiting a blue planet with vast oceans, has developed impressive biotechnology and appears to be on the verge of a significant technological leap into space. Another, with a home planet covered in dense metallic structures, shows signs of strong militarization and expansionist tendencies. A third, isolated on an inner planetoid, radiates spiritual maturity and a deep understanding of cosmic energies. Guided by careful analysis of these observations, our team decides to make their first contact with the civilization of the blue planet. Their potential for advancement and their clear orientation towards harmony with their biosphere make them potential allies. Using mental projection and subtle energetic signals, the team sends the first greetings to this civilization. Their intention is not to impose themselves, but to discreetly offer help and knowledge that could accelerate their transition into the interstellar era in a sustainable way. This first contact is conducted carefully, with an emphasis on respecting their autonomy and free will. Simultaneously, another team within the craft continues to monitor the development of the militarized civilization. Their actions cause concern, and the Sylvaerons are considering strategies for eventual intervention should their expansionist policies begin to threaten other worlds in the galaxy. Monitoring from the higher etheric energies gives them an advantage in predicting potential crises and planning responses. The third, spiritually advanced civilization, is also of interest to us. The Sylvaerons hope to exchange deeper philosophical and cosmic understandings with them, enriching their own knowledge of the nature of existence. Contact with this race will require a more subtle approach, aligned with their spiritual frequency. In this way, the Sylvaerons approach the acquaintance of new civilizations in the great vortex of light, with knowledge gained from cycles of observation. Their actions are guided by a desire for understanding, cooperation, and the preservation of balance in the universe. They act as silent observers and wise advisors, ready to intervene only when necessary for the protection of life and freedom. Our biomental craft discreetly approaches the orbit of the blue planet, maintaining a safe distance so as not to cause unnecessary alarm. The team sends carefully calibrated telepathic signals directed at the collective consciousness of the planet, with the intention of announcing their peaceful presence and desire to establish contact with the dominant civilization. The process of establishing a telepathic link requires patience and sensitivity. The Sylvaerons adjust their mental frequencies to the planet's resonance, sending calming thoughts and images of peace and goodwill. After some time, they begin to receive faint echoes of the planet's consciousness, vague sensations of curiosity and caution. Then, the team directs its telepathic efforts towards the consciousness of the dominant humanoid race, beings with translucent skin and large, adapted eyes that reflect the blue of their oceans. Their thoughts are initially fragmented and full of surprise, but gradually begin to form more coherent patterns in response to our unobtrusive mental signals. Our team selects one experienced telepath whose mind possesses exceptional empathy and the ability to clearly transmit thoughts, to be the primary voice in this first contact. This telepath carefully formulates mental messages, emphasizing our peaceful intentions, our admiration for their biotechnology development, and our desire to share knowledge that could help them on their path to the stars. The response of the biotechnological civilization is gradual, but increasingly clear. First comes confusion and disbelief, then caution, and finally, curiosity. Their minds send images of our craft, trying to understand its nature and origin. They also send mental echoes of their own technology, proud of their achievements in manipulating biological systems. After several cycles of mental exchange, a rudimentary form of communication is established. The Sylvaerons carefully explain their nature as travelers through the cosmos, as a civilization that long ago overcame internal conflicts and dedicated itself to the exploration and preservation of life. They emphasize that they have noted their progress and wish to offer assistance in areas such as sustainable energy use, understanding of the higher etheric energies, and safe space exploration. The reaction of the biotechnological civilization is divided. Some are filled with awe and a desire to learn, while others are suspicious and cautious of the unknown. However, a sense of fascination and hope for potential progress with the help of a more advanced civilization prevails. After the initial mental exchanges, a physical meeting is arranged at a neutral location, an uninhabited moon orbiting their planet. Our biomental craft adjusts its appearance to be less intimidating, adopting an organic and harmonious form. The team prepares for the first direct contact with representatives of this new race, aware that this encounter will shape the future relationship between our two civilizations. At the agreed meeting point, a vast crystalline plain on the uninhabited moon, our biomental craft gently descends, adjusting its form into an elegant structure that resonates with the surroundings. From the craft emerges a delegation of Sylvaerons, chosen for their wisdom, empathy, and ability to communicate clearly. Their multidimensional suits softly radiate an inner light, and their serene presence conveys eons of experience and inner harmony. Soon after, craft from the biotechnological civilization appear on the horizon. Their vessels are organic structures, pulsating with bioluminescent lights, shaped according to the principles of their advanced biological engineering. They land cautiously, maintaining their distance as their representatives emerge. The representatives of the biotechnological civilization are humanoid in form, with smooth aquatic skin in shades of blue and green. Their large, dark eyes carefully observe the Sylvaerons, reflecting a mixture of awe and caution. They wear organic garments that seem to be an extension of their skin, with integrated biotechnological devices that function seamlessly. The first moments are filled with silent observation as the two groups assess each other. Then, the Sylvaeron who led the telepathic communication steps forward. His voice, conveyed telepathically directly into the minds of the other race, radiates warmth and sincerity. Greetings to you, inhabitants of this beautiful blue planet. We are the Sylvaerons, travelers among the stars and protectors of life in all its forms. Our intention is peaceful, and our desire is to share knowledge with you and assist you on your path of progress, should you wish it. The leader of the biotechnological civilization's delegation whose mental vibrations are marked by intelligence and caution, responds telepathically, albeit with a noticeable degree of reserve. We are the Aquanids, masters of Ethel. Your presence is unexpected and raises many questions. Your technology and your abilities appear far more advanced than ours. Why have you come? What do you seek from us? The Sylvaeron replies with patience and understanding. We have come because we have observed your rapid development and your potential. The universe is a vast place, full of wonders and challenges. We believe that by sharing our experiences and knowledge, we could help you avoid some of the pitfalls we have encountered and accelerate your safe transition into the interstellar community. We ask for nothing in return but friendship and the exchange of knowledge. The Aquanids pose numerous questions about our technology, our way of life, our understanding of the universe, and our role in the cosmos. The Sylvaerons respond honestly and openly, tailoring their explanations to their level of understanding. They show them holographic projections of Sylvanian, demonstrate the basics of our mental communication, and explain the principles of our biomental craft and sustainable energy sources. During the encounter, the Sylvaerons note the Aquanids' fascination with their biotechnology. They are particularly interested in our ability to manifest objects through the strength of thought and our harmonious connection with nature. The Sylvaerons offer them insights into the principles of mental discipline and energetic alignment that underpin these abilities, emphasizing that true progress is measured not only by technological achievements, but also by inner development and an understanding of cosmic laws. The first encounter concludes in an atmosphere of mutual respect and curiosity. The Aquanids are still cautious, but impressed by the Sylvaeron's sincerity and knowledge. Further meetings and exchanges of knowledge are agreed upon, laying the groundwork for a potentially long-term alliance. After ensuring that assistance was en route to the Sylvaeron and that the situation was being monitored from the higher etheric energies, our biomental craft phased back into the fluid expanse of the higher etheric energy. On its return journey to Sylvaeron, the pilot found a stable energetic current that would swiftly carry them home. As they traversed the subtle spheres of existence, the crew began to sense the presence of something extraordinary. A feeling of peace and serenity spread around the craft, accompanied by gentle, warm light vibrations. In the minds of the Sylvaerons, visions of beautiful landscapes began to emerge, filled with light and harmony, as well as feelings of deep inspiration and understanding of cosmic laws. They recognized this presence. It was the Lyrael Dawn, benevolent entities whose essence is pure light. Their appearance within the higher etheric energy often accompanies moments of significant decisions or actions by the Sylvaerons, like a blessing or encouragement. Communication with the Lyrael Dawn wasn't verbal, but occurred through direct transmission of feelings and visions. The crew received a strong sense of confirmation that their assistance to the Sylvaeron was the correct course of action in alignment with the principles of balance and the preservation of life. They also gained insights into the potential future development of both civilizations, hints of the challenges and opportunities that awaited them. The presence of the Lyrael Dawn filled the Sylvaerons with a sense of hope and renewed their energy after the long journey and tense encounters. It was a reminder of the existence of higher forces guiding the universe towards enlightenment and progress. Following this inspiring encounter, the journey through the higher etheric energies continued at an accelerated pace. The energetic current carried them close to their home planet. Gradually, the craft's frequency aligned with the material world, and it once again assumed its physical form in the orbit of beautiful Sylvaeron, bathed in the glow of its two suns. The sight of their homeland, with its shimmering forests and sparkling rivers, filled the crew with a sense of joy and belonging. Their mission in the great vortex of light was complete, but the experiences and knowledge they had gained would accompany them and shape their future actions. Now that you've had a glimpse into the maturity of the Sylvaeron civilization, with their advanced abilities and understanding of the universe, we are ready to return to the very beginning. Join us in the upcoming sequences, where we will take you back more than 1,000,000 cycles to the dawn of time when the Sylvaeron civilization was just beginning its magnificent ascent. Witness how they gained their first insights into cosmic energies, how they developed their unique abilities, and how they became the architects of their own destiny, step by step, on the path to becoming the guardians of eternity. Spread the word about our civilization as far as possible to everyone you know, so that all may hear and discover the wonders of the Sylvaerons. For the more you know about us, the closer will be the moment of our arrival.